What is up, guys? Welcome to another live session. Today is November 11th, 2019, and we're back at again on the charts. And today is our Monday session. This is our market insight session, and we're just gonna get our biases for the week before we start to enter any trades on during the midweek, during Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So last week we took two shorts on EURUSD. This was our first one, which was hit our final take profit, and we took another one as well. And so I'm going to remove the first trade idea since we're not holding that trade anymore, but we are still holding this one. And on Friday we took some partials, and currently we are up, let's see, we went as far as 50 pips. Right now we're up around 30 pips. And so the overall analysis is still relatively there. It's still valid. And I do see more downside. This could have just been a nice retrace down. If we put up our fib levels, you can see where we are retracing from. And like so. So right near the 38.2 fib level is where we're coming to. I do see us continue to go lower. And so we're going to continue to hold EURUSD from last week. And I believe, I'll have to check my MetaTrader, but there's also a handful of other trades we're holding on to. But our final target for EURUSD is 1.09600, and if you look to the daily time frame, you can see the daily closure on Friday was pretty bearish. And so we have Sunday's candle right here, but these last few days have been nothing but sells, and so there may be a minor retrace before we go lower, but it's definitely a bearish outlook for the euro, and we're definitely going to go lower. It's just a matter of fact of when. So hopefully our partial position doesn't get stopped out at entry. We're about 30 pips away from there, and likely that's not the case, and that's as far as the retrace will go before we go lower. And once again, our target level is 1.09600. So pretty juicy setup. We took this on, I believe, Thursday. We went over it on Friday, and we're going over it again. Pound dollar, let's look at pound dollar. Let's check out pound dollar. So pound dollar is a pair we shorted last week, and it played out perfectly. Very little drawdown entry, right to our final target of 1.28 thousand. And what we had was on Sunday's market open. This was this was on Friday. So pound right before the close actually closed below 1.28 thousand. Right at the market closure, and since then it's kind of gapped up and has come back within our trading range. Right within our trading range, we look from 128,000 to right above 129,800. So the pound gapped. I don't know what fundamentals probably caused this, but definitely something with Brexit. And so we had pound come back up, and last week we were looking for, after the short was done, we were looking for a closure below 1.28 thousand to go lower. But as you guys know, on Fridays we don't really enter trades, especially near the market closure, and we don't really enter trades on Sundays either, right? It's usually Mondays, and going forward we like to trade, and this is one of the reasons why. So we have this gap up. All we're looking for is maybe price to come back down and close below 1.28 thousand to short. The long, we kind of missed the entry, but then again, it's not our fault since it gapped up. The entry was obviously off 1.28 thousand. You could have easily longed to this as a target, and we're pretty much halfway there. So no point in entering long, but it's weird how it gapped up. I'll definitely look into why that happened. But this was one setup I was hoping we could have for this week, because we did see that closure on Friday, a nice bearish closure, but this was obviously a fundamentally driven move. And so what we're going to do is just figure out what the fundamentals were, and see if there's any possible way we can get an entry. Maybe if we come back down to here, we could probably get an entry back up. On the flip side, if we get a close below this level right here, which is an hourly support, we can continue to short down. So that's pound dollar. Let's look at USD yen, and we'll look at gold as well. For those that have pair recommendations, you can send it in the chat. and I can take a look. This is our free session. We have another free session on Friday if you're new to this. I'm just going to take a quick peek at the chat. That pair I was just talking about, Aderuelo, sorry if I'm saying that right, was Euro USD. The one before this one was pound dollar, and now we're gonna look at USD yen. Albania live whites. Hey, can you see your live trade from MT4 on PC? I'm not sure what you mean by that. But yeah, if you guys have, if you have anyone in the chat has any pairs you want me to see,
I'm not sure what you mean by
let
that.
me know. Okay, and I'll take a quick look at them. So, someone said Aussie yen. Okay, I'll look at that. Aussie yen. I'm trying to turn this volume off. Gold. Alright, so I was going to look at gold after, so let me just look at USD yen. So, last week we had a amazing long, intraday long. Very little drawdown, straight to our take profit. And if we kind of zoom out, we can see our ascending pattern has come into play. Our ascending channel right here. And we did speak about USD yen making a push to the top of the channel and getting some sort of reaction. And you can see we kind of had a sell-off from there. So since USD yen slipped, the past day or so, gold probably, increased in price because they're inverses. And so let's remove this setup because we're done with it for this week. We could probably see, USD yen shorts. Just because we're coming off this top trend line right here, and we're kind of reacting to this this daily resistance. If I pan, you can see we've created resistance here and multiple taps through here. So we could look for that rejection from this level and short down here for an intraday setup. And so to take that setup, and we want the best entry possible, what we're going to look for is a closure below this previous swing high. So this previous swing low, right? If you're getting a closure below this previous swing low, right at 108.870, we're going short, and we can have a nice intraday short to 108.227. So, and our stop could be, right above this previous high. So all we're waiting for USD yen is to close below 108.860 level. Okay, get a nice bearish closure below, and that'll take us all the way down to 108.200. A nice 60 pip intraday trade setup. So for Monday, this is our first trade setup we're going to take that is new. We're still holding Euro USD shorts, but this is definitely one we can take. So I'm going to pause and just let you guys take down the levels. Our stop loss will be 109.150, 30 pip stop loss, 60 pip take profit. So 2.0 risk to reward setup. Nice price action to go short. We wait for the entry. Okay, cool. So that's what happened with the pound. Prime Minister Johnson just got a boost on the election. Awesome. So yeah, this is USD yen. Nothing else to say. Pretty calm. Nothing drastic has happened over the weekend. So we'll take advantage of the short if it comes into play. Looking at gold, and I'll look at Aussie yen. So gold short. We shorted gold twice last week. We shorted once from here and once from here, and obviously both have been great. I think over 200, 250 pips from two trades. So I'm going to remove these ideas just to make it a lot cleaner. And remove this. And gold has slipped pretty nicely. And this is going back to our daily levels. Our daily levels, that 1464 level. And this was such a good entry to go short. If whoever caught this entry, it's beautiful. This is our bread and butter for our price action strategy. The break, retest, rejection, and 1464. That level was broken, retested, rejected, and we are going lower for gold. 1430 is where we might be headed, and so because that's the case, we might see USD yen actually rise in price and actually go bullish, and that's fine because we haven't entered the trade. But let me just go to the 4 hour. You can see the break. You have the break with these red candles, break below the level, the retest with these green candles, the rejection with this candle. I mean, that's just a beautiful setup. And so all we're going to wait for is maybe some sort of retrace back, just so we can get a better entry to go lower. So maybe, trying to get a horizontal ray. Maybe if gold can do us a solid, do us a favor and just come back up to this previous minor support right at 1458. If gold can come back up here, that'll be a perfect spot for us to short from. And so what we're looking for in terms of price action is a retrace back to here, just this minor level. And then we're going to look for some sort of rejection, a shooting star, a hammer, whatever it is, to go all the way down to 1430. And 1430, I don't think we've been there since maybe July or even April. So we're definitely making new lows on gold. And so this is what we're waiting for, guys. On the 4-hour time frame, this is what we want. And our stop loss will be pretty conservative because we're getting a better entry. So if we enter short from here, our stop loss could be just right above this previous high. You can see how this is a lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. So our stop loss will be above this previous high right here. And our take profit will be all the way down here. This is a 2.38 risk to reward setup. And so this is why we always wait for the best entry. It's never good to enter a trade right after a major move. And because if you compare 2.38 to us entering here, you can see the risk to reward isn't as great. So if we entered now, our risk to reward would be 1.51, and the overall profit we can gain is cut in half. So that's why we're waiting for the best possible entry, and that's right around 1458, 1459. Put this on your charts, and we'll have our stop at 1469, possible entry at 1459, and target level at 1430. So pretty decent. So have this on your charts. Just watch for the price action. Do not use limit orders because gold could easily wick up here, get you in the trade and go higher. We want to watch that manual price action to make sure we don't get faked out. So gold setup is right on schedule to play out over the next few hours. Hope that helps for gold. Albania Live TV, YT, Aussie yen. Someone asked for that, so let's take a peek at that. And so while gold drops, Euro USD will also drop. So Aussie yen. Last week we had that long, which was great, and you can see, this level right here with this blue line, 75.350, has been a nice resistance. Our previous long stopped right around here. The next rally stopped around right here. We had a previous rally where Aussie yen tried to go higher. This is why you wait for that break, retest, rejection. You had that break. When it came down to retest, there was no rejection, so Aussie yen closed back in range. So this resistance is pretty solid. Let's take a look at the daily just to get some clarity. Aussie yen, it's looking like a short, and it's kind of weird because gold is dropping, and usually you have inverses with the yen, but on the daily, this is screaming a short to me. I don't know about you guys, but definitely seeing a short. There is a higher resistance region that Aussie yen can go to, but it hasn't gone past 75.300. It's struggling to go past that. It's created resistance there, and so I'm thinking of taking Aussie yen lower. And Aussie and gold are inverses of each other, are correlates. So we could short gold and Aussie yen at the same time, and it makes sense. So just gonna remove some of the rays we drew when we were trading the news, but yeah, we could go short on Aussie yen. Just trying to look for some entry if there is one. Don't really like it. So what we'll do for Aussie yen is just looking down, looking to the left. We can see after this resistance, we have another one right here at 74.450. You can see it was resistance here, support here. So what we can do is actually wait for Aussie yen to close below 74.450, and that'll be confirmation that we're actually going lower. Okay, because right now we could easily just continue going higher. So my bad, I'm hiccuping. So the best possible thing to do is just be patient and wait for that closure below 45, and we're 30 pips away from there. We're actually 25 pips away. So, by the end of the day, we could have this short ready to go. I do believe there's a short. It's just getting that entry. And, again, same principle. If we get that closure below this level, our stop loss can be very tight, and our overall payout can be very big. So if we look at the last time we were at this resistance, Aussie yen went all the way down to here. In the past, when we got a closure below this level, Aussie yen went all the way down to this area. So that's going to be our take profit region, very similar to past price action, and we want to mimic that. So have this on your charts. I'm going to stop moving my mouse. You can record the entry. The entry is around 74,320, given that we get the break below 74,450. Stop loss is 74,700, and take profit level 1 would be 73,900. Next one will be 73,500. The next one will be 73 flat, and then we can end off at 72,500. And then the last final target would be 72 flat. So a lot of pips to be made. 4.0 risk to reward ratio trade. Keep in mind, last week we only had one losing trade, and I think around 370 pips made. So we're just going to keep using the same strategy because it's working. We'll take a quick peek at the fundamental schedule just to see what we're in for. If you have any pair recommendations that you want me to look at, let me know. Any pairs you want me to analyze, whether it's crypto or Bitcoin, anything you want, let me know, and I'll take a quick peek. So today is Monday, November 11th. We had the prelim GDP came out for the pound earlier in the London session. Came out a bit worse than expected, but pound didn't really care. It went bullish anyways. Later in the day, we have some NSD inflation expectations. So it's a pretty quiet Monday. Let's see how Tuesday is looking. Tuesday, pretty quiet morning until these are all Eastern Standard Time, by the way. So later at 9 p.m. Eastern, we have some NSD and Aussie news coming out. So the rate statement for the New Zealand dollar. So it's going to be a pretty crazy day for the New Zealand dollar tomorrow. Going to Wednesday, we have some CPI for the pound at 5:30 a.m. At 9:30 a.m. we have some USD CPI information. So these are core indicators for inflation. And so let's see the forecast. It's forecasted to be better than expected. So we should see some dollar strength on Wednesday if the forecast is right. We have Powell testifying, some RBZ government stuff, and then we have Aussie employment data later in the day. So Tuesday evening is going to be pretty chaotic. Wednesday, pretty much throughout the day, is going to be chaotic. Let's take a peek at Thursday. Thursday is pretty quiet. We have some core retail sales, and then some Powell speaking at 11 a.m. But pretty quiet for Thursday. And Friday, core retail sales for the dollar. So let's try to get in and out of trades before the major news events. But sometimes when we're on the right side of the technicals, the fundamentals usually side with us, and we get the bonus anyways. So last week was pretty quiet in terms of news. This week is medium. It's definitely not NFP week, but we'll take all these events into consideration. And so, just taking a quick look, think BTC is going to go further down. Why not? Also, on the portal with you guys. Hey Marcin, I took a look at Euro. Let me know. Missed the setup for. Can you give the entry again? Sure. So we also have a free trading room. Just giving this out to you guys. You can sign up at forexlens.com/forex-trading-room and click sign up for a free membership if you want to join our Monday and Friday sessions and use our chat. In this chat, you can talk to me. You can watch some of our past live sessions, and you can even get my signals for free. If you want to get all of our sessions Monday through Friday, just sign up here. So cool. So I'm just going to look at some people from the chat. I think we covered Euro USD. USD Yen, I can cover that real quick for you, NQFX. And then I'll take a look at Bitcoin, and we should be good for today. Like I said, any last minute questions, let me know. Yeah, so USD yen, just going off the daily, it's kind of looking like a short. Just from this channel, we have a nice ascending channel. Let's extend this over. We see our first touch, our second touch. We have our first 3 touches at the top already, and so our target would be somewhere down here. But just to get the intraday target, we're targeting right here. Going to the lower time frame, 4 hour, you can kind of see USD yen has pulled back to this previous resistance. You can see a lot of wicks in this area, and so we're waiting for some sort of rejection and ultimately a close below the previous swing low, which is 108.860. So somewhere down here, 108.860, we had to close below, and we can short down to 108.200, 60-ish pips for an intraday setup, and our stop loss is 30 pips. So that's USD yen. Hopefully that makes sense to you. And Aussie yen, we're also thinking short as well, and gold short as well. So we'll see which setup gets activated first, and then move accordingly. Looking at Bitcoin real quick. So last week we had that short idea. I don't know why it's gone missing, but I think it was a different provider. Might have been Bitstamp or Coinbase. Right, Coinbase, cool. So yeah, last week we had this short idea for Bitcoin, and it was off the 4-hour time frame. And so Bitcoin had created a support after its last recent surge up to 13,000. 13,000. Wait, 13,000 or 10,000, right? So when Bitcoin made that push to 10,500 area, it's kind of come back down and created support on the 4-hour time frame at 8,900, or you can just call it 9,000. And so that short setup I gave was just basically, if we get that break below that level, we're probably going lower for Bitcoin. And so right now the setup is kind of on its way there, in some profit. But so what I see for Bitcoin, the ultimate target is 7,500 down here, but we can see some reluctancy of Bitcoin trying to go lower. When we had that closure on Friday, we did kind of pop back up, and I'm just going to slide this over so it doesn't pop up. So yeah, we had that pushback down here, some support. We had a rally. This could have just easily been a break, retest, rejection. So keep in mind of that, because it could definitely be that. This is your break, your retest with this green candle, your rejection with this red candle. So we could be going lower, and just to make things a lot easier to look at, this is the support I'm talking about. 8,700. Bitcoin created some support there, spent a couple of days, and so if we get that next closure below 8,700, I'm more than confident we're going down lower. But in general, the idea is still there for Bitcoin to go lower. So that's Bitcoin for you. Let's see if it does go lower. And before I end off the session, I do want to do 2 things. One more is, if anyone has any last minute pair recommendations, let me know. Let me check the chat. Do you always post the trade ideas in the live room? What happens with the live sessions is I tell you guys about the entry, and because Forex is 24 hours of the day, obviously I do other stuff for Forex Lens, and I have to sleep, do stuff with my life, so I can't always be in front of the charts, and usually when I'm asleep is when most of the setups start to play. So what I do is I give the entry confirmation, so what you need to do. So for example, if I say you need a break below this level, you need a retest and a rejection. If you get that, go ahead and enter short. That's what I give. So the setups I gave today, with all the pending entries, is what you're going to be looking at. If there's a live entry, which last week had a lot of, I'll call it right away, and after the live, I'll send the setup on Telegram. So that's how it mainly works with our live sessions, and that's just another way to, 1, learn how to trade, and number 2, unless I'm staying up 24 hours, it's not going to be possible for me to call out every trade live, or through Telegram. during all hours of the day. So hopefully that makes sense to you guys. Should we use TradingView to set up? Yeah, so use TradingView. So another thing about our portal, which is a free aspect of it, is the charts feature. So what you do is when I go live, if you click this, right, and you click play, you're going to see me go live right now. I'll just do it for the sake of demonstration. You're going to see my live pop up. This is us right now, right? So what you do is while this live is going on, you can pull up these charts right here, and you can literally draw on them, do technical analysis on them, whatever you want, change the time frame, all of that, right? And what you do is after the session, you just go onto your tradingview.com account, and you basically copy, let me turn this off, you basically copy whatever technicals you drew here onto your chart, whatever levels you drawn on, your fibs, your horizontal raise, your support and resistance, you just copy these levels onto your TradingView account. And you can even change the chart. So instead of euro, you can search up Bitcoin, you can search up Aussie yen like we just covered. So this is why you're always, everything's all in one screen. So instead of switching tabs while I go live or having two screens, you just have one screen and you can do that. So this is what I recommend, Marcin, for our live sessions and for anyone that's watching for free. And so before I ramble too much, you can sign up for our trading room for free at this URL, and you can also get 25% off if you want to join all our live sessions and get all our signals for using this coupon code. So 25% off your first month, 25 off. Okay, so you're gonna get all my live sessions Monday through Friday and our 6 signal providers for that price. It's 25 off. Use it at checkout. And so that's our Monday free session out of the way. Tomorrow I will see all the paid users. Wednesday I'll see all the paid users, and Thursday I'll see them again, and Friday I'll see you guys for the free session. So Tuesday through Thursday is when we get our bulk of our pips. So be on the lookout on Telegram to get my signals, and you can get them for free. Yes, you can get them for free. Just join at t.me rp4x. That is my Telegram URL. And you can get all my signals for free. So that's a good spot to end it off. A nice 27-minute session. And yeah, so we'll be patient. If the entry comes while I'm awake or I'm on the charts, I'll let you guys know on Telegram. If not, make sure you have some alerts set up on TradingView and you're watching the charts. So I'm RP4X. This was another free live session provided by Forex Lens. I'll see you guys all tomorrow at 11 a.m. for another live session. Peace.